Sis, what would you do? So boom, I slept with my best friend's baby daddy. Before you throw the phone, wait, it wasn't planned. I didn't go looking for it, but it damn sure happened.
So let me tell y'all how I just lost like $3,000 and my entire friend group.
The 48 Laws of Powers told us, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Let me tell you how this girl, her life went because of her best friend. Story time.
So let me tell y'all about a time when my friend scammed me out of $676.86.
You ever heard that saying where going on a group trip with your friends will show you who your real friends are, like how solid your connection really is? Yeah, well, I just had one of those experiences a couple weeks ago with these two girls that I thought were my friends. Turns out they were not.
Hey y'all, welcome to TikTok Storytime compilations. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos and also leave your opinion on today's video in the comment section. Now let's start the video. Hey cousins, welcome and welcome back. Now listen, today we're talking about when the devil don't show up in red horns and fire. No ma'am, he pull up in matching holiday pajamas, holding a mimosa, smiling in selfies, talking about bestie vibes. Yes baby, we're discussing when Betrayal shows up looking cute and caption ready. Now let's be real. At this point, enemies are redundant because some of us have friends doing the better job. They smile in your face, hype your posts, borrow your clothes, and still wouldn't mind watching your downfall. Bad friendships are wild because it's not always hate from the outside. Sometimes it's jealousy disguised as, I'm so happy for you. Let's watch these stories and talk about it.
Sis, what would you do? So boom, I slept with my best friend's baby daddy. Before you throw the phone, wait, it wasn't planned. I didn't go looking for it, but it damn sure happened. But why did it happen? If this is your best friend, her baby daddy is definitely the off limits. So that's not your best friend. So you need to quit saying it. Backstory. She was venting about how he never does anything for their son. He always broke. He's always gaslighting her. You know, like he a bum ass nigga and I'm so done with him type of energy. And you slept with him. Your box was so hot that you gave it to a bum ass, broke ass, don't take care of his child ass boy. Okay, but let's keep going. Fast forward to her son's birthday party. He shows up looking like something off of a black TikTok thirst trap. Tile, wave, spinning, fresh lineup, chain glistening, smelling like money and bad decisions. He is a bad decision. He's a walking bad decision. He offered to help me bring stuff to the car. We talked, flirted a little. I knew I shouldn't, but I did. Then you flirting with the baby daddy while you at the birthday party of the best friend. You a snake too, on top of that. Next thing I know, we in his car, seat pushed back, windows fogged up like a damn 90s R&B video. And let me tell you something. The man got demons in his hips. Girl, you fucked him. Girl, at the birthday party? For real? Now, I've been walking around with this little secret in my spirit for 4 whole months. Every time she calls me crying about him, I feel like I'm going to hell in a bunny. If you wrote this in a bunny, you are on your way. I've even blocked him after the second time. Yeah, it happened twice, so it was not a mistake. The first time, it's like, okay, oopsie poopsie still, but the damage is done. I swear I love her like a sister. She's been down for me in ways most people wouldn't even understand. But this right here, I don't know how to come back from it. Should I tell her and risk losing her, or take this one to the grave and act like nothing happened? If that's your sister for real, you would tell her. I ain't gonna even it's messed up on your part, but be ready to get your ass beat. Please be ready to get your ass beat. You should tell her, because if you be around her knowing what you did to her, you are a fucked up individual. And you're going to get your ass. So when you do tell her, I hope she heard this letter. And I hope she thinking about you when she heard it. Because that's fucked up on all parts. That's not your sister. That's not your best friend. You need to quit giving her titles that you can't even uphold. Because that's fucked up, sis. Tell her. You should tell her, because if you don't tell her, you a snake. But based off this letter and the shit that you done did, you are a snake and you are fake. And you are not her best friend. You are not her sister. And you do not deserve to be in her circle.
The 48 Laws of Powers told us, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Let me tell you how this girl, her life went to shit because of her best friend. Story time. It's summer 2023. I moved to the US for a momentary period and I meet this wonderful girl. This girl was top notch. She was beautiful, married, 2 kids, recently just had a baby, which was her second child. She owned 3 properties. She was opening a second beauty shop. She was on top of the world. She was like 28 or 29, I forget. She was just that girl. And I was like, how do you have all this going on for yourself? Like, you are so successful. I was so inspired by her. I loved her. The way I knew her was because I just moved there for the summer to like kind of change sceneries, and I was living in one of her properties. Since I didn't know many people, like her and I started hanging out a lot, and she would come back pretty often, and like just to make sure the place was good. So as we're hanging out, like I have this great idea to have a barbecue. I'm like, oh, we should probably like throw a barbecue. Like the place is huge. Like let's have fun. She's like, oh my gosh, like great, let's do it. So we throw a barbecue, and she invites her best friend. Now, I meet her best friend. Nice, she's chill, but she's a little off, okay? Like something just, you know when 2 people are friends and you're just like, you can't make sense how these 2 people could possibly be friends because they're literally night and day. So the best friend had like some issues going on, so then she ended up staying in the same property as me as well. So then I started seeing her a lot more often, like in the mornings, like we would hang out together. And the girl that was my friend, the owner, let's call her Jessica. And the best friend, let's call her Monica. So as I'm getting to know Monica a little bit better, I'm realizing this girl like doesn't really have much going on for herself. So she tells me she was in a different city, and like her and her boyfriend, things just didn't go too well. They were in a long-term relationships, and like they recently broke up. And she's like, oh, it doesn't really matter. Like we break up often. Like we're probably gonna get back together later on. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. She's like, yeah, I'll just stay here with Jessica for a little while. But like Jessica is my sister. She always comes through, like she's the best. So I'm like, wow, yeah, Jessica like had the purest heart. Like she was so nice. So I'm like, wow, like that's so cool. And she's like, yeah, like I've been homeless multiple times and Jessica always came through, and like, you know, Jessica like just lets me stay and whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Now days go by and like she's always home. I'm like, oh, like do you work from home? Like why are you always home? And she's like, oh, actually no, like I came here 2 arms 2 legs. She didn't say she had nothing going on for herself, but in other words, that's what it meant. She had nothing going on. Like a few days go by, and then Jessica gets her this job interview, because girl, you gotta work, you gotta do something. You just can't live here like this. She goes to the job interview. She gets the job. She goes to her first shift. She comes back, and I'm like, girl, like your shift is already done, or like is it lunch break? What's going on? Why are you back so early? And she's like, oh, I quit. Like I don't want to work there. I don't like the people who are there. I just don't like the environment. Whatever. I'm like, girl, you were barely there for like 2 hours. Like. Okay. And I knew like she was comfortable to just drop the job and do whatever because she knew she had a fallback plan, which was Jessica. All Monica liked to do was smoke, drink, party, okay? Like that's all she wanted to do all the time. And then obviously like, girl, you gotta do something else. Like, chill out. So Jessica like felt bad, you know, that's her homegirl, that's her best friend, and like Jessica's an only child. Monica was like her sister, you know, so like they would do everything together. And like since Monica was going through a hard time, she's like, you know, to make my friend happy, let me just engage in all these stupid activities with her. And then Monica wanted to go gambling or like to the casinos, I don't know, but she just wanted to go gamble all the time and then go for drinks, and like they'll go out until like 5 a.m. all the time. Like, and I'm like, girl, like this doesn't look like a type of lifestyle that you can sustain and that you should even try to keep up, because it can only go bad from here, you know? 2 months later, I was Jessica's tenant. So like my time came to an end. We said our goodbyes. It was cool, whatever. Now a year goes by and I had another friend in the city. She's like, oh, you won't believe like who I saw. I'm like, oh, who'd you see? She's like, oh, I saw Jessica. I'm like, oh, like, how is she? Like, I was just thinking about her this week. Like, oh, Jessica, da-da-da. And she's like, oh, Jessica is doing horrible. Like, you will never believe it. I'm like, what? Like I said, Jessica was in her late 20s, on top of the world, married, 2 kids, owned 3 properties, opening a second beauty shop. Like, she got it, okay? She was living it up, okay? Everything was, like, just perfect in Jessica's life. But then she had a best friend who was lazy, only wanted to do drugs and smoke all day, drink and party and gamble. The money she didn't even have. She was gambling Jessica's money, okay? So my friend's like, I just saw Jessica and she's in the worst state. Like, I didn't even know it was her, because she saw Jessica's mother and she's like, oh, like, how are you? Like, it's been so long, da-da-da. And the mom's like, oh, things are so bad. Like, things are not great. And then she's like, oh my gosh, oh no, like, how's Jessica? And then Jessica's like, girl, I'm here. It's me. She's like, no way. She lost so much weight. She doesn't look the same. She has a neck tattoo now. She kept on fidgeting and like she looked like she was on drugs. Everything about her looked completely different. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's shocked, you know? But then she's like, oh girl, like how are you? Like, whoa, what's going on? Like, she's like, oh, like, yeah, the things are okay, I guess, but life, honestly, it's just not going well. And then she's like, oh, like, how's your husband? How are your kids? Like, oh, yes, I lost the husband, I lost the kid, and I lost the home. Like, things just weren't good. I got affiliated with bad things, and this is me now. In the span of 1 year, her life drastically shifted. It went from here, and it went down because of her affiliation with that best friend. According to me, you have to cut people loose. When a person starts showing you like all they can do is just repeat bad cycles, okay? The fact that her best friend kept on coming back to her 10 times, you just keep on repeating these cycles, like what are you gonna do with me? The person is going to drag you down with them. Because of her best friend, because of always going gambling, taking drugs, partying, she kind of lost sight of things. When in reality, I know that her intentions were to just make her friend comfortable and be there for them. But you can't be there for a person at your own peril. You know what I mean? So in life, you have to be careful. You got to cut that best friend off. You got to cut that friend off. Whoever that's in your life, that's kind of bringing you down, seemingly low-key, cut them off. They don't need to be there, okay?
Did you all see that TikTok of this Congolese girl saying that she had gotten a promotion and her group of friends were like, okay, like, let's go out and celebrate, like, you know, dinner or drinks or something like that. And so they all go out and she goes to the bathroom and then apparently one of the friends poisoned her drink, bro. Poison. And I guess there was this guy and he was a little bit drunk, but she was walking back from the bathroom and he caught her and he said, hey, don't drink the drink, your friend put something in it, right? And then I guess the friends are there and they're hearing what's happening. And the friend is like, absolutely not, like, da 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 da. And she like curses him out or, you know, yells at him. And then the friends are like, well, if there's nothing wrong with the drink, you drink it. And then this bitch is silent, obvious. And then apparently they basically like try to force her to drink it to the point where she has to like fight them off and be like, actually, yeah, I did poison her. And I'm so mad that she always gets all the jobs and all of the good things and yada, yada, yada. I saw this in a Twitter thread, but it was on here on TikTok. I'm just floored, like the lengths people will go through to like see you fail and to like aid in your demise. All of this to say that like you really do have to watch the reactions of your friends when good things happen to you to see who is secretly like hating on you and who is genuinely happy and there to celebrate your win. And I think it's one thing, I think we've all been there before when we've been like maybe jealous of seeing somebody else's successes because we feel like we're not in the place that we should be and they're like ahead of us. I think that's like definitely a human trait. But to go as far as poisoning your friend, you're willing to risk jail time because a homegirl got a good job? Like, are you dumb or are you stupid? Please make sure you're paying attention. Please make sure that you're not giving people the benefit of the doubt who have never earned that benefit of the doubt. When you see people copying you, that sometimes means that they want to be you. Not every time, don't get a big head, but like there are sometimes people that really will copy everything you do because they want to be you and because they may be jealous of you and they may want everything you have. And when I mean they want everything you have, I mean everything you specifically have. So you need to watch out because people will steal your boyfriends, people will steal your jobs, people will try to steal your family, your friends, everything, your house. So please be careful, please be vigilant, and make sure that you know who you can and cannot share your wins with because people are really rooting for your downfall.
So let me tell y'all about a time when my friend scammed me out of $676.86. So, mind you, me and my friend, we had been friends for like 6-7 years, right? So, I knew this girl. We've been on trips before, never had no problems, right? But as of lately, I just start noticing things about her, but I just never said nothing. So, I was already going on a trip. If you know me, you know I travel solo by myself all the time, but she wants to come. So during this summer, we was gonna country hop. So the first place we went to Greece, right? And so we had got into it in Greece. She was mad. She was saying she was gonna leave. I'm like, okay, didn't care. We made up in Greece. That should have been the first red flag. So then we kind of living on the edge. So we find a $100 flight to Egypt. We like, why not? It's $100. She always wanted to go there. And it's $100. Why not? So we go to Egypt. Y'all would not understand. So we get to Egypt, right? She getting on my last nerves. And so she has, I think at the time her daughter was 14 or 15. why does this girl tell me I feel like you should pay more because you don't got no kids? Why should I have to pay more for you because you laid on your back and had a child 14 years ago? Like, what sense does that make? Because she told me she had spent too much money in Greece and went over her budget. What does that have to do with me? Like, I am confused. Mind you, you older than me and you got a kid. You mean to tell me you not responsible with your funds? Like, you should never came on a abroad trip if you didn't have the funds. So then I'm like, what? Like, I'm looking like, what? Okay. So then she was like, because my other friend, men be giving her money all the time. So she pay all the time. And I don't got to pay because men don't be giving me money like that all the time. That's why you have a job. That's why you work. I'm confused. What? You need to go on Triple Hoodie. Because they ain't got nothing to do with me. Why should I be having to pay for you because I don't have a kid? Like, make it make sense. Then she ruined, like, my whole Egypt experience. Like, to the point where I got to go back to experience it again. So, our last day there, I had a plan of what I was going to do. Because I was going to leave her. I had a full itinerary of stuff I was going to do that she didn't know about. So, that morning, I had felt kind of sick, so I'm in the bathroom. She was like, oh, are we going to buy tickets or whatever? I'm like, yeah, just, yeah. So then before I'm about to leave to go start my day, so I'm like, okay, this is a ticket we can buy, so. So I buy my ticket, boom. So when she tried to buy her ticket, for whatever reason, her card wasn't going through. So, no, when she tried to buy the ticket, the flight I bought was sold out, which in the inside I was kind of happy because I was ready to leave her. So mind you, this 34-year-old woman acting like she can't buy tickets. So every time she try to buy a ticket, it's not going through. It's not going through. I'm like, you need to call your bank. You need to call your bank. She's steady not calling her bank. So then she asks me, she was like, well, can you just buy the ticket on your card? And I'm going to call my bank and see what's wrong. Because every time I try to buy a card, the prices just keep getting higher and higher. And they selling out or whatever. I'm like, okay. So then I buy the thing. She called her bank. Y'all, why she locked her card? They tell her the car locked. She like, oh, my car locked. Girl, you knew your car was locked because in order to lock your car, you have to do it manually. So I tell her, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you can Zelle me my money for the ticket. So why she was like, well, what about if I give you half of the money for the ticket and you just file a claim with your bank? What? You want me to file a fraud claim on my bank because you just tricked me into buying your ticket because you put a lock on your card. So this is part 2 of how my friend scammed me out of $676.86. So, me and her, the next morning, we was leaving early in the morning. So I'm telling her, I'm basically telling her, like, you got to give me my money. Like, I'm not calling my bank. I'm not doing all it. Like, no, I'm not doing it on my bank. So then, mind you, she had left early that morning. Like, real early that next morning. But I didn't even forget to tell y'all. So, after the whole ticket thing, but mind you, she didn't say this right after I bought the ticket or whatever. At first, she was saying she was going to send it. She didn't say that to that night about doing the scam on the bank. So, mind you, like, we going back. I'm like, no, girl, da-da-da-da. So, at first, she was saying she was going to send it. Then, the next morning, when I'm texting her, like, hey, where the money at or whatever, because her flight was way earlier in the morning than mine or whatever. And then she was like, tried to flip it on me. Tell myself, I can't believe you would do this to me. And I'm supposed to be your friend and you act like you can't do this one thing for me. Girl, you're asking me to scam my own bank account. Like, girl. So by that time, it was too late to cancel the ticket, and I really thought my friend of 7 years was gonna give me my $676.86. So then I had a layover, I think, in Morocco. Then I was going to Rome, and her layover was in Milan. And we supposed to meet in Rome. But of course, we like going back and forth in the text messages because I spent a day in Morocco. So we going back and forth text messages. She started bringing up stuff that happened 8 months ago. Tell me something, well, you did this, even though it ain't had nothing to do with me owing her no type of money. Like, it was irrelevant to the conversation. And she was like, you did this and da-da-da-da. Girl, it was, long story short, it was a whole bunch of back and forth about my money. And when we got to Rome, it was no point even meeting up because she wasn't gonna give me my money. And I just stopped responding. And then I stopped responding, stopped sharing my location with her, blocked her on everything. Well, I blocked her on social media. And we've never talked again after that day. And so every once in a while I get a little mad about it. And so one time I got mad about it and I texted her mama and her daddy and told them how their daughter was a thief and stole $676.86 from me. And then her mom was like, why would she do that? Kendall ain't got no reason to steal from you and da-da-da-da, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know why your daughter is a thief and stole $676.86 from me. I don't know. You would have to ask her. But I also did that because I knew her and her mama relationship was bad. And I know every time her mama would get into it, her mama would bring it up again, which I did that on purpose. Because, girl, F you. And so then... So I guess, and I know she was guilty. I don't know. She told her sister some other lie on why she didn't give me the money. She told everybody a whole lie of why she didn't give me my $676.86. And so her sister called me trying to go off on me about texting their parents or whatever. And baby, I got her together all the way. Never heard back from her again. And yeah, so every time I get mad about my $676.86, I do something petty. Like I'll send her a Zelle request and say, give me the money you scam me. Or I just do other stuff I can't tell you that I don't want to put on the internet, but my friends know. But yeah, so I know I'm not going to get my $676.86. And it's been a year later now. And yeah, so every time I'm feeling mad about my $676.86, I do something petty. But y'all don't need to know that because y'all don't need to know. And y'all also are right. I do think she had started to become like jealous of me for whatever reason. Just me looking back at different stuff she was moving, like different stuff she was doing and how she was moving like the past year before that, like year and a half before that, different things she would say, different things I started to notice. And then I had started noticing, at first I just used to think she over exaggerate, but then I started catching her in lies and I'm like, oh, she's a liar. So then at that point I didn't know if she'd be telling the truth or she'd be lying sometimes. But me still like thinking my friend ain't gonna, do me wrong. We've been friends for so long. And just after that happened, I started noticing so much stuff she lied about. Like she was real deal a liar. And I didn't know because I'm just taking face value because why would my friend lie to me? Because I don't be lying to my friend. And just found out she just lied about a whole bunch of stuff. She just was making up stuff. She started copying a lot of stuff I was doing. And I think she low-key was very much so jealous of me. Why? I don't know. But, yeah. So, that's what happened. And I ain't talked to her since or seen her since, child.
See, this is exactly why discernment is a spiritual gift. Because some of these friendships come with cute laughs and hidden chaos. Toxic friendships don't always start loud. They don't show up screaming, "Hey girl, I'm fake." They slide in smooth, with jokes that hit a little too hard, support that feels more like shade, and compliments that sound like job interviews. "You're doing big things. Must be nice not having real responsibilities." Girl, what? And that's how envy moves. Not with drama, but with side eyes, weird energy, and slow claps when you win. And the worst part? It's not a stranger. It's folks who know your business, sat at your table, borrowed your edge control, and some of these friends are just emotional freeloaders. They love to dump their problems on you. But when it's your turn, now they're going through something. Okay, but weren't you just on TikTok 30 seconds ago? Let's be clear. Friendship is not a subscription plan. If someone has to pay in time, energy, and peace just to feel valued, cancel that child immediately. Woo, the girl trips. Nothing exposes a fake bond like a group itinerary. Day 1, vibes. Day 3, somebody's crying, somebody lying, and one person is mad that they're on the air mattress like it wasn't discussed a month ago. Once the mimosa wear off, so do the math. And what's left? Jealousy, tension, side comments, and forced vibes in a matching two-piece suit. It's not friendship. It's a group project in hell with room service. Alright, cousins, let's get back to the rest of the clips, and I'll meet you at the end to discuss. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I know y'all miss my story times because I miss y'all. Duh. I've been sitting on this story for a while now because I had to get permission from my coworker to tell this story because it's sad as fuck. So boom, it was a girl and a boy best friend, and this is coming from the girl's perspective. And they was best friends since they was in the 6th grade. They stayed best friends, and this lasted all the way up until they was in the 12th grade. And this is when they realized that they had feelings for each other. Let me correct myself. It was their freshman year in college. That's when they realized that they had feelings for each other. And then boom, she said that shit felt like a dream. Like they was moving really fast, but it felt like a fucking fairy tale. They was going on trips. They made each other families. They already kind of knew each other families, but as far as like meeting them in relationship terms and shit like that, went on hella dates. They spent a lot of time together. Like the shit felt, they was in the honeymoon stage. Midst of them moving fast or whatever, she slowly started to notice that he got more and more possessive, and that he slowly started to show a lot of insecurity. He was always questioning her. He barely wanted her to hang out with her friends. He was checking her phone a lot, like shit like that. Got to a point to where she was like, do I really want this? Do I not want this? Is we moving too fast? She wanted to have a conversation with him and tell him, like, you making me uncomfortable, etc., etc. So they had that conversation. She said that it went well, or she felt like he understood, but clearly he didn't. So then boom, she said like a month and some change had went by, and she noticed he was still exhibiting this exact same behaviors. The checking the phones, always questioning her, etc., etc. Like he just didn't trust her. So then she got to a point to where she said that she felt like she was losing herself. She wasn't doing all the shit that she usually did. She felt like she was cornered, blocked in. So she broke up with him. And that's where everything went fucking downhill. Said that it started off real slow. Like he was always blowing her phone up. Then it moved to him popping up to her job. Then it moved to him harassing her friends, etc., etc. Like he just wouldn't leave this bitch alone. He always emphasized the depth of love that he had for her, considering they was best friends since they was 12 years old. Now they experiencing a whole new level of love. So he felt like his love grew even more, because by this point they've been in this shit for about 8-9 years. And boom, it really started getting crazy, because this nigga, she ended up going on dates with people. This is probably like 2 months after she broke up with him. She start going on dates with other people. This nigga will find out where she at and pop up to the motherfucking dates. He didn't give me too many details about the shit that would happen when he would pop up to the dates, but she did say like security always had to be involved, shit like that. He had a key to her apartment. I forgot to say this. He had a key to her apartment, but she took it back when they broke up. They was broken up for like 3 months at this point. I can't remember the exact time frame, but I just know it was like 3 or more months. So she lives by herself. She was sleeping in her room. She get up because she hear a loud noise or some shit like that. Like she hear a window, like some type of noise. I don't know what the fuck she was saying, but she said she heard something. So she got up. She live alone, so she know, she gonna carry that pole. She ain't playing. She ain't like it. He creep down the hallway with her stick or whatever. All she sees is like a big black glob or something. Like that's a person right there. She couldn't exactly see who it was because the lights wasn't all the way on. Upped it, boom. She didn't know who the fuck it was, and she was telling me the reason why she instantly was like that. First of all, I live alone, so who the fuck is this in my house? Second of all, she was saying that she lived in like a ghetto ass neighborhood, or she did at the time. So it was a lot of break-ins at that time. She wasn't playing on motherfucking games. So then boom, she walked up to the man and she seen that was her best friend, her ex-boyfriend. I feel so bad for that motherfucking lady. She started crying and she was telling me the story, and I damn near started crying with her, and we just hugging each other, and she crying, and we hugging, and she crying, because I can't imagine the level of pain that she feels knowing that she lost her best friend and her boyfriend. I feel so bad for that lady. I also say this: when a nigga is exhibiting signs of insecurity and possessiveness, obsessiveness, leave as soon as you can. Don't let that nigga continue to grow and foster feelings for you. Leave, because you don't know how that shit is gonna end.
Forgot to mention that she ended up getting a restraining order on him after he started popping up to her dates. So that was more reason why she didn't know that was her best friend in her house.
I see why people fall out when they go to Miami. So about 3 years ago, I caught myself going on a last minute girls trip to Miami with like 4 other girls. So we already took a road trip down there. Keep in mind, y'all, like we drove my cars, so we stopped in getting gas and all of this And I'm stopping. I noticed the first 2 stops, I'm the only person getting out the car to put some money in his goddamn tank. Bitch, that was the first red flag. So when it was time to go to the 3rd stop, I'm like, are y'all putting any money in? And then keep in mind, I'm the only person freaking driving, y'all. So on top of me driving from Atlanta to Miami, which is a 9-hour road trip, I'm stopping, I'm putting gas in here, and y'all are looking crazy when it's time to stop to put gas in my car. So yeah, I turned around, I asked them, I'm like, are y'all putting gas in here? Now, one of the girls did help me out. She only put 10 in my tank. And I'm just like, but I really wanted to go have a good time, so I didn't get to cuss nobody out just yet. So we finally make it to Miami, y'all. It's beautiful in the yams, okay? And we check inside our hotel, and I had to put down the deposit. When it was time to put down the deposit, everybody around here looking like this, crickets. So I put down the deposit. We go in the room, and we get ready. So we end up going to the beach, y'all. It was a little vibe or whatever at first. And we end up walking down the strip, and we had seen, I forgot what kind of food it is. I think they served like seafood and different things like that. And they were all like, oh, yes, let's go. So we end up walking in the seafood restaurant. So they had like hookah, drinks, all of that, right? So we had ordered a hookah. We had a pineapple drink and a bowl, y'all. It was so damn good. And we just turned up having a good time ordering food and vibing. So we sitting up here thinking about what's the move, what we're going to do that night and tomorrow. So we had made plans for the next day to go on jet skis. And I'm suggesting it. Everybody's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I definitely think we should do that. What time y'all want to do it? So I'm thinking we about to have a good ass time. So after we get done eating, the bill ends up coming, and the bill comes up to like $350. So that's when shit got crazy. So one of the girls was like, oh, hell no, I only got $20. What you mean you only got Bitch, why would you take your ass to Miami with $20? Let's be so for real. So the other girl is looking at her, and she was like, yeah, girl, I'm not gonna lie. My boss didn't even pay me yet. Like, I don't know what he got going on. I'm looking like, oh, hell no. So it was excuse after excuse after excuse as to why they ain't had the money to pay for the damn bill. So one of the girls end up getting up, and she's like, let's just get the fuck up out of here. And she gets up and she leaves. The other ones leave behind her. And I'm looking around like, oh my God, we about to dine and dash in this bitch. I never did nothing like that, y'all. But I got up because I'm not going to be stuck paying the bill. So after that, we head back to the hotel. And that's when I decide to get a whole different room and leave their ass, because y'all got me fucked up. I did everything else by myself on that trip, and I don't even know what the hell they did, because why would y'all even come down here with no money? I'm not finna be stuck with y'all doing shit, paying for shit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So be mindful who y'all go on the trip with, because they definitely got my ass. And yeah.
So let me tell y'all how I just lost like $3,000 and my entire friend group. So I am turning 30 October 19th, and I had planned to do a trip in Houston. Back in June, I sent out custom invitations to everybody, like video invitations. It was super cute, inviting them to my rodeo right in Houston. And I basically told everybody, like, I am having some things planned, but I plan to pay for the Airbnb, like, as just a courtesy. Like, to me, I just felt like that's the least I can do. Since you guys are gonna come on my birthday trip, I'll pay for the Airbnb, and then we'll have some other things planned, and you'll just have to pay for those things and bring your spending money. So I sent out this invitation. That was probably like the end of June. I gave everybody a deadline to RSVP by, because the amount of people who RSVP'd was how large of an Airbnb I was going to inquire, right? So I sent this out. A couple people come back to me, and they're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. Dates, times, whatever, it doesn't work. So I said, okay. So in turn, about 16 people decided that they were RSVPing and that they would be able to make the trip. So I go ahead and I book an Airbnb. It's beautiful. It's got a beautiful backyard, hot tub, enough rooms and bathrooms for everybody to be comfortable and spread out. Like, it's a really nice Airbnb. Altogether, it cost me about $4,800, almost $49,000, because it was like $4,880, so $4,900. So I booked that, right? Literally, like, maybe a week after I booked the Airbnb, 2 people fall off. Oh, we can't make it because we gotta work. So I'm like, okay, whatever, continue on. Another thing that I sent them along with the invitation was costs and expenses and just like an itinerary for the rest of the trip. So I asked for $250 for additional expenses because I was going to stock like the Airbnb with food, like other things, like just to make sure that we had what we needed. And then, we were going to, the first day I was planning to do a pajama jam. So everybody was going to wear luxury pajamas. I hired a caterer. That was $1,100. I hired a decorator. That was $600, but I only paid the deposit because the remaining balance wasn't due until a week before the actual event. I bought a custom cake. I put a deposit down on a custom cake. That was $75. And then we were going to do ATVs one day. That deposit was $50. So I had asked for $250 from everybody by September 1st. And out of the 16 people who had RSVP'd to come, I probably only got payment from like 4 people. So that was at the beginning of September. I still was kind of following up with a few folks like, are you still planning to go? Like, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, we're going, da, 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 da. Then all of a sudden, people just started falling off left, right. Over the past weekend, people started falling off like left and right, and it was various reasons why they were falling off. Oh, I gotta work, I don't have no sitter for my kids, I'm not drinking, and this seems like it's gonna be a party, and that's just gonna trigger me. Like, just variations of why, basically just excuses in my head of why they couldn't make it. So then this past weekend, my best friend texted me and was like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it because I don't have a sitter for the kids. And at that point, I was just over it. Like, I was just completely over the entire event. So last night, I just went ahead and canceled the entire trip. And I was only able to get $2,800 from the $3,900 that I paid for the Airbnb. I was only able to get $2,800 of that back. I was only able to get $900 back from the caterer. I couldn't get any of my deposits back from the ATVs, the cake, or the decorator. And then some people, I did also need to refund them their $250, and I also needed to give money back to people who had already paid for their flight and they were not able to exchange it. So all in all, I'm probably out a little over $3,000. And I have just come to the realization that I don't have the friends that I think that I have. And because of that, I've decided that I think I'm going to go no contact with them, because I just don't feel like I'm being fed. And this is not the first time that something like this has transpired. Last year for my birthday, my husband had planned a surprise birthday dinner. Nobody came. And then for my bachelorette party, like, it just felt very thrown together. Like, there was no effort. There was so much fighting, and we can't do this. And it was just so many restrictions. And I am always the type of friend that, like, I'm gonna come to your stuff. If you have a birthday trip, if you have a dinner, whatever, you're having a Christmas party, you got a housewarming, like, I am one of those very supportive friends. If I can make it, I will be there. And that's just who I am. That's just my personality. But I think that I'm at the point in my life where I'm just kind of like, why am I in these friendships when I can't be celebrated the way that I feel I deserve to be celebrated? I have to be celebrated on your terms and how you want to do things. But when it comes to you, like, I'm always there. So I just feel like it's not, these friendships and these relationships are no longer serving me. So I am going to be one of those people that will cut you off for their birthday. And that's just what it is. And when I say cut you off, I mean, like, I have no desire to go for drinks or talk on the phone or do dinner or celebrate your birthday I have no desire to do any of those things. That's just, it's unnecessary for me, especially because I have my siblings. They're always a guaranteed. My husband is definitely a guaranteed. He's going to do whatever it is that I want to do. And I'm kind of over it. So what I did end up doing was I was able to change my flights to Houston. So me and my husband are now going to go to St. Thomas, just me and him. And I was able to book us a Airbnb in St. Thomas. So that'll be what we end up doing for the dates that I've already taken the time off, and so that I don't lose the money that I spent on going on the flights to Houston. And if I do decide that like I want to have friends again at some point, it's definitely going to be a very different dynamic and very different friendships, because at this point, like, I'm just really over it. So yeah, happy birthday to me, I guess.
You ever heard that saying where going on a group trip with your friends will show you who your real friends are, like how solid your connection really is? Yeah, well, I just had one of those experiences a couple weeks ago with these two girls that I thought were my friends. Turns out they were not. And before the comments ask, why did you get kicked off? Like, what did you do? I'm going to tell you guys literally like from start to finish. First off, the night before leaving, I had a really, really bad panic attack. And mind you, I don't have panic attacks. Like, I'm an anxious person sometimes, but like this was like a different level. My chest was so heavy. I literally couldn't breathe. I had like a whole mental breakdown before leaving. And I was playing it off that, oh, I'm just nervous because we're going to be driving really far away. And I was just scared. I was just nervous, whatever. No, that was my intuition telling me, Kayla, do not go on this trip. So whatever, the day that we leave, we drive at least like 8 to like 10 hours or so. It took us a while to get to where we needed to be. And we ended up staying at this one house for one night, and then the next day we were going to leave and then drive another 3 hours to this music festival. So within this period of time, like I'm noticing like weird looks from one of the girls, like I'm playing certain musics, and like I would see that she would be like rolling her eyes or like getting irritated at me. And I kept having these like really negative thoughts and like this overwhelming feeling of like, I feel like I should not be here right now. So the day before we were going to leave, these girls walk into the room and they're like, hey, Kayla, do you want to go for a walk? And they wanted to go to like this wooded trail or whatever. Mind you, it wasn't out of the ordinary because we had already talked about like going on a hike and like watching a sunrise and stuff like that. So that wasn't weird to me. So whatever, we get to this trail and I'm noticing like really weird vibes. Like it's like something hasn't been said and it's just like there's like a lot of tension. And then I see this flower and something told me to like start filming this flower and to not stop filming. And as soon as I start filming this flower, I overhear one of them go, she's filming, to the other one. And mind you, like they're like a little ways away, so they like weren't that close to me. And it's just I overheard it, and I feel like I overheard it for a reason. So I peeped that, and like something told me like keep filming. So I kept filming, and like I get them in this video, and like this one girl's like she has this like really creepy smile on her face, and it's kind of like this underlying tone of like, oh, she doesn't even know what we're about to do to her. Like it's very fucking eerie. So we get to this like middle of this forest preserve, like walking, whatever. And then this one girl goes on with saying, well, Kayla, I kind of want to talk about something and this is mainly for you. But, and then she goes on this whole like tangent. At some point I was really confused at what she was trying to get at. And like, I had to tell her like, okay, can you just like get to the point? Cause like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then we stop and she goes, I want you to leave. I want you to get a plane ride home and I want you gone. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you want me gone? Mind you, like, I've known these girls since middle school. Like, this isn't like, these aren't like random people that I've only known for like so and so long. So I'm like looking around, like looking for like the cameras, like I'm getting pranked, right? Like, what do you mean you want me to leave? And mind you, there's another girl here, but she's not really talking that much. Like, she's just standing there like this, like staring at me like, while the other girl's talking, and I'm looking at both of them like I'm like I'm confused. So whatever, I'm trying to like de-escalate the situation. I'm like trying to like really get down to why they want me gone so badly, because they were saying these things of like, oh, like we feel like you're gonna ruin the trip, we feel like you're gonna do this, we feel like you're gonna do that, blase blase. What are you talking about? Like you know who I am. Like, I'm so confused right now. Like, there's like a big chunk that's missing here. At some point I asked her for her keys and I'm like, hey, like, can I just like go back to your car? Like, I don't know what the problem is. And like the look on her face when I asked her that, it's like she got pissed off. And at that point, like, I start getting like really panicky. I'm like, whoa, like, what are you guys doing? Like, I don't understand. And mind you, like, we're in the middle of the woods and like these two girls are just ganging up on me at this point. At some point I was forced to leave their house and I had to get a plane ride home and I had to get a hotel to stay that night because I couldn't get a plane that day. So whatever, we're back at the house. I'm grabbing all of my stuff. Like, they're not really talking to me. Like, they're acting like, oh, it's whatever. And I'm like on the phone, and then my Uber's here and I'm not talking to them either. And I just grab my stuff, and then one of them goes, where are you going? And I go, my Uber's here. I'm going to my hotel. Like, where else would I be going? And then she looks at me and she goes, oh, well, I would have brought you. Like, it was just like so spiteful. So then I like leave to go to this Uber, and then she tries to give me a hug. And like, mind you, like it was like she was playing, like she was acting. Like this was all an act. Like she was trying to act like, oh no, like this is the best for everybody. Like I promise, like guys, she's gonna ruin it. The other girl was just a fucking follower because she didn't really even say much of anything. So whatever, fast forward, I'm home at this point and they have all of my stuff. I bought food, water that they ended up taking. They took all of that. They had to take my stuff because I brought stuff for camping as well. And mind you, I also paid for this music festival. So I was out $500 something plus some however much on food and water, whatever else. So at some point, her and her little boyfriend stop by my house, drop my stuff off, and then just leave. She can't even face me. I don't even know. So I'm looking at my stuff and I realize that some of my stuff is missing. So my mom ends up calling her, asking her like, hey, like we're missing this, we're missing that, like where is it? And one of the things she's like, oh, my sister has it. All the way out in like South Carolina or North Carolina, whatever. Like, why does she have it? And it was something that was like mine too. So it's like, you had her using my stuff? Okay. Anyway, she starts harassing me about this necklace that her mom gave me. And I said that I didn't have the necklace. And I'm not lying. I didn't have that necklace. I had originally told her that I think I left it at her grandpa's. But, oh my God. Then I remembered the day that I had to leave the hotel, I had a bag that I couldn't bring with me on the plane and I had to leave it there. And the necklace was in that bag. So like, if you want that necklace back so bad, call Embassy Suites in Tennessee because I don't have it. But the funny thing is, I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you have my tube top? And as soon as I asked her about this tube top, she shut up and she was like, I'll check. I'll see if I have it. Oh, okay, here. Let me jog your memory. This tube top that you wore and posted on your Instagram, not just one post, but 2 separate posts, seems very spiteful and vindictive. Not to mention that you also decided to wear the dress that I was going to wear after you already had one picked out. So let's just say, like, if you really hated me this much, if you really thought that I was like this whatever person that you're trying to paint me as, would you be wearing my clothes and would you be wearing the dress that I was originally going to wear? Maybe that's just me, but I just thought that was really odd, and it seems like it's some deeper rooted of some sort of jealousy or something, because why are you wearing my stuff? You posted it too. And it's probably because you knew that somehow it was going to get back to me and I can already see it, like, oh, this is Kayla's shirt, should I wear it, da 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 da. Just gross behavior. Thing is, I already know she's just going on a rampage, trying to talk a lot of shit about me and trying to say this, that, and third of, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. This is a projection of yourself, girl. You are a compulsive liar. You are trying to convince yourself of your own lies, and you know that you're lying. This is my story, my piece, and that's it.
Here's the truth. Friendships should feel safe, not like a chess match in cute outfits. Nobody should be decoding energy like it's a group project in a room full of mean girls. If someone gotta shrink themselves just to keep the peace, that's not friendship. That's emotional hostage taking with matching friendship tattoos. A good friend will hype you up, hold you accountable, and fix your crown without announcing it on Instagram. But a bad friend, she'll copy your whole personality, remix your lingo, steal your goals, and then get mad when you're better at being you than she is. Pay attention. Some people cheer just loud enough to be seen. That silence, louder than a side eye in a group pic. Because sometimes the enemy ain't across the street. She's sitting right next to you, laughing a little too hard at your mistakes, and low-key hoping your glow-up hits a speed bump. Friendships are a blessing, until it feels like a loyalty test you didn't sign up for. So choose wisely. Some folks are not your friends. They're just long-term haters with access. See you next time.